Ever since the Enneagram has appeared in the public about 100 years ago, brought by Gurdjieff, a lot has changed in the way people exchange and transmit information, and numerous books have been written about it. We have internet now and e-books and messenger and all the technology in order to better communicate. But did our understanding of the world also evolve? The Enneagram, with its intricacies about the everlasting laws of the universe, will always remain a mystery from a certain point of view. However, with a little effort, one can approach it and understand it and then use it in the everyday life in order to become more aware, to understand more, and to be able to live life fully. My name is Alexandru Eugen Cristea, and I have authored quite a few books on the Gurdjieff teaching movements and also about the Enneagram, like this two here, process coaching with the Enneagram and an application of the Enneagram to business. Also, I am a publisher for the Magisteria Publishing House, and we have published some other books about the Enneagram, from which I recommend these ones, written by Adrian Mirel Petrariu. In what will follow, we will discuss the Enneagram basics, starting from point zero, like for a person who has never heard about the Enneagram, has not written anything, and so on and so forth. And one of the things that we need to pay attention to is that the Enneagram is an instrument to help us to achieve triadic perception and mentation, which means that we must use our three centers, our whole being, let us say, the body, the emotion, and the intellect. Brought by Gurdjieff for the first time in public view, this ancient symbol has become world famous since 1920s. The symbol consists of a circle representing the law of unity, a sixth figure, a hexade representing the law of seven, and a triangle representing the law of three. All these three symbols are put one on top of the other to create an enneagram, a symbol for the living processes in the universe. The general idea expressed by the enneagram is that for any living process, the development from point A, the beginning, to point Z, the end result, is regulated by a few rules. The first concept is that all the processes have 8 stages, from the very beginning, the initiation of the process, to the very end, the result of the process. This concept is loosely based on the laws of vibrations, of which the musical octave is also an illustration. Hence, we will use later the musical octave to represent some of the points. The second concept is that in order for a process to reach its desired end result, you will need additional effort because the initial effort, which starts the process, will run out, and the process cannot continue based on inertia alone, not to the desired result anyway. This additional effort is represented by 2 additional processes. This concept is based on the law of 3, which states that for any result to be obtained, you need 3 forces. The Trinity concept can be found in many traditions all around the world. The third concept is that each process will run down on energy after each 3 steps. This concept is loosely based on the theory of vibrations and the fact that there is a semitone missing after the first 3 notes, do, re, mi. The first concept is that the different stages of each of the 3 processes, the main one and the 2 additional, have things in common, correspondences, based on certain inner resonances. The points on the circle represent the temporal, visible succession of stages for the processes. The points of the triangle represent the 3 initial efforts needed to reach the desired result. A common view on the processes is using these three stages, from preparation on the right side to action down below, and from action to end results on the left side. Another common view on the processes is from idea to execution to the use of the certain action. In what will follow, I will present you a simple example with just the main octave, so that you will get more and more comfortable with this way of looking at things. The example is about the cycle of manufacturing a product. The three forces involved will be: first, the management of the company, which is the maker; second, the raw materials that the product is made of; and third, the demand from the public, that is the market. Now let's see the details of each of the stages of the main octave. At point number 1, the Enneagram, we have the specification issued by the management each time when a new product is tackled. At point number 2, the design of the product takes place, chiefly based on the details from the previous point. At point number 3, the raw materials needed for the specific product influence its design and the production of a sample at point number 4. At point number 5, the design of the product is perfected, taken into consideration the production of the sample. At point number 6, the need of the market is taken into account, and more than this, the issue of large-scale manufacturing, which more than often changes the production of an object. It is never easy to make something on a large scale be identical as the object you produce as a sample on a small scale. At point number 7, we reach the outcome, the planned product, having in one's hands something machine-made that matches the specifications from point 1. At point number 8, the product will undergo some inspection and quality control to make sure it meets the demands of the market, the possibilities of the production, and the desire of the management. If all goes well, and at this stage so late in the process it should, then the product is approved and another type of a process will begin. This concludes our basics of the Enneagram with its pieces and bits and hints about every little thing. So I recommend that you watch this over and over again until you have clear, at least in your mind, all these basic concepts, and try to study the example that I have given you about the manufacturing of a product. And what will happen is that in the next videos I will give you more examples, more application of the Enneagram, more and more complex, also using the musical octave notation and also taking into account the other two octaves, the second and the third forces with its own stages, and also watching how the correspondences from each point will take place. All my best.